should we feel guilty for being British? Well, the taxman HMRC has sparked a backlash after holding a seminar entitled The Guilt of Being British. And that was held during office hours, despite hundreds of thousands of calls from taxpayers going unanswered every single month. You can't even give them money. You can't get through to the people. Now, the Conservative leader, Kemi Badenoch, is one of those who has criticised the seminar, challenging Whitehall aides to leave the service. And they are not proud to be British. Well, I'm joined in the studio by the Investigations Campaign Manager at the Taxpayers Alliance, Joanna Marchong. Joanna, a delight to have your company. In the first instance, why, in the name of God, are they even having these things in the first place?
Well, thanks for having me on, Martin. I want to say that this story is unbelievable, but it's not surprising in the slightest.
Yeah.
On the HMRC's website, they state that they have several staff networks. You know, this is to make staff feel included and find a bit of a community. They have networks that they listed for LGBT+. They have race, that gave us this seminar. They have gender, all the above, like social mobility. So there are groups at HMRC, and this isn't an outlier, all doing the same thing, the same kind of navel-gazing that takes up staff time and also wastes taxpayers' money. And
what were they banging on about on this thing? I mean, it was talking about the emotional complexity of being South Asian and British. Joanna, do you have an emotional complexity for being Asian?
No, but like maybe I'm missing something and I also need some time off work.
Yeah.
It's any kind of excuse. The TPA covers so many stories where we actually look into the public sector. This isn't an isolated event. It's last week we broke that the NHS were also putting on these kind of staff networks, budgeting up to £2 million a year for staff to put on events, seminars, all the above. I mean, one of my favourites from the NHS Trust was that staff were allowed to take a summer picnic for half a day, just for kind of like Pride Month, etc. So it's now gone too far. Staff are allowed to have these networks and find their friends, communities, but not during working hours and absolutely not using taxpayers' money.
And of course, the backdrop of this is what's been called a record all-time low HMRC performance. Anybody watching this show will know you've sometimes got more chance of getting through to Elvis Presley than HMRC. I mean, you can't even give them money. And the numbers are astonishing. 40,000 customers cut off last year because the call time exceeded 70 minutes.
Exactly. And to make matters worse, those are people that actually waited 70 minutes or more. Yeah. Out of the average waiting time for HMRC is about 23 minutes. And that's if you end up getting through to them, because 40% of them just don't get through to an advisor. We're constantly rewarding and putting forward HMRC staff well-being first, rather than thinking about the taxpayers footing the bills and wanting to get in touch with them. We're just not a priority for them.
Well, there is a silver lining in this story, Joanna Marchong, because I've just heard that this event has now been cancelled. Yeah. It's been thrown into HMRC's dustbin, so it no longer exists. So there we go, we've shone a light, and there's been a bit of a victory. So well done, Taxpayers Alliance, as ever.